So in order for the marriage partnership to be strong, you have to be open, and it takes time. That's literally the key. So in our mind, so it's like literally like it relates to what we're talking about. On the outside looking in, people will say, "Ah, yeah, I can see myself being there," or like I want that, or like that's something I would want in my future. But you have to understand, if you're not bettering yourself or open to what's out there, because I think what people do is they'll say, like I said, if a person is looking for a relationship, then they'll be like, well, I don't want a person that does this or does that or does this. And then they'll see two people that's been together for a long time and say, I wish I had that. And you probably had that, but you weren't able to work through whatever the issues were in order for it to become a long-term thing.
Right. I think a good foundation for a partnership is understanding who you are as an individual and be willing to serve in that relationship, because sometimes you think it's about you, like this person makes me happy, or they do things for me, or I like the way they treat me. But really in a partnership, it's about what do I do for this person? Am I willing to sacrifice for this person? And am I able to keep my individuality while in this relationship? So basically, it's kind of like what our podcast foundation is about. Working on me and working on you.
Yep.
Energy.
Yeah. Inner she. Inner he. Inner G.
Yeah. That's
literally it.
Yeah. So you got to work on. I don't know why is that. You got to work on yourself, and hopefully be with somebody that's willing to grow and work on themselves too. So,
yeah.
Okay, so I think I figured out the answer after all that talking. A good foundation to a partnership is openness.
Yes.
And loving God.
Yes.
So a person that's open, that like to read, that like to learn, that like to grow, that invest in their self, not just the stuff, but in themselves, and that loves God is going to love you and be open to change and can adapt to things.
Yep.
So partnership is more about adaptability and having a good foundation too. So, like we like the, what's your house built on type thing. You want a good foundation, because if the wind blow, your house should be unshakable. It might shake. No, it might shake. It might shake or shook, but it's rooted in something that's deeper than the situation or storms that have come.
And I think you said it. It's how you are on the inside, right? Because there's people that are in relationships, or they were in relationships, and it didn't work out, or they're frustrated with the person that they're with, and a lot of it, 99% of it, has to do with on the inside of that person, because you can't change anything outside of you, which we always talk about. You can only change what's on the inside, and once you change what's on the inside, the outside will literally fall into place, and everything will look different.
Yeah, and whatever change that you want, like part of the foundation is you loving God and you loving your neighbor as yourself. So it ultimately means that you need to love yourself. So a part of loving yourself is understanding that when situations come, you can't expect the other person to change or bend or fold or empathize with you. You have to be strong enough in your faith to understand who you are and to be able to long suffer through things. And a person may not have an understanding like you of a certain situation. So it's like differences come, but sometimes you got to be okay with the differences not it just is sometimes.
It is what it is. Exactly.
It just is. So some things
what are you gonna do? Like,
I mean, well, people would get that hockey bag and be at the door and leave and break up. That's what people do.
So you remember that guy on the video with the air conditioning, where it was the older guy. He put on his clothes and he came in the living room. His wife had the air. She was like, she always got that air up. Man,
every day.
Turn that air down. Every day he comes out of the room
like,
with his outfit on. He had on his checkered shirt and his Dockers. And he said, man, every day you got the air on.
Watch this. Who's gonna come out?
It's cold out here.
The prescription drug
It's got that air on again. It's got that air on again. Honey? Honey? You turn your air conditioner off? Huh? It's got that darn air on. Freezing to death. It's like an iceberg out here. I asked her twice to turn it off. The stupid air!
So in that situation, his wife 50 years ago could have been like, I'm tired of him complaining. I'm out of here. He's been complaining the whole time. I'm sure.
Went nowhere.
She's like, okay, here's your dinner. Like, she's not fazed by his complaint.
He's not phased either.
He's frustrated, but what are you gonna do? Like,
look, I mean, that's the thing. Like, as long as you fight nicely, as long as you fight nicely, like throwing around the D word, and like empty threats, or even having so this is another foundational rule too. You go in a marriage expecting to stay in the marriage. Some people get married, but in their heart, they don't have the heart posture for it. Like, if this don't work out, if that fool do this, or if he do that, I got my education, I got my stuff, I'm gonna leave. Like, already zero tolerance before the marriage already begins. So the smallest thing, you already are low key putting the shirt in mentally, getting, you already looking for a way out.
Yep.
So if you plan something like that, if you start moving like that, it's gonna get easier and easier for you to say, I quit.
Yep.
So when you go into a relationship like that, you're not supposed to be like, I quit. It's supposed to be like, this is for life. So it's perspective. So if you look at it, it's for life, you'll come up with different answers and different resolutions for your problems versus I got an out.
Yep.
So those are two different types of solutions you're gonna have for your problems.
Yep.
If it's I'm an out, your answers to your problems gonna reflect being out. Yep. But if it's like I'm in for life, it's gonna have different answers.
You gotta figure it out.
I know, but that's what people don't think about. That's why we talk about it's so important to invest in your mindset and understand what you're thinking and what you believe. So if we were to do marriage counseling for somebody, that would be one of my serious questions for you. Like, be honest with yourself.
That's it.
Do you believe marriage is for life? And if you don't get married, because you are already
you're wasting your own time. You're wasting the other person's time. You're wasting everybody else's time. It's like you have to be, because like you said, first of all, you can't change anybody. So I don't care if right away, oh, it's so beautiful and everything's so great. Life is a roller coaster. So there's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. And the key is to stay true to yourself, learn about yourself every day, be your best self. That way, it doesn't matter what happens with life or the relationship. You're staying true to being your true self, going deep inside of you and making sure that you don't lose control, or like you're staying even keel, because that's the issue, is like to go too high or too low.